Well, Lee, kind of looking back to Saturday, obviously Jeremy, just being the workhorse again. What kind of stood out most to you about what he did in that game in particular?
Well, it just kept his feet driving on contact, and he was always landing forward. After going back and watching the film from the angles that we had, obviously, the wide view and the end zone view, I probably would say that was arguably his best game. And just as far as just running the ball and it was nice having 200 yards, but just seeing the little things that he was doing was really, really good to see and kind of see him grow in the direction that he needs to go if he wants to be a great running back.
After the game, Hars was kind of saying that he wanted them to run angry, and he said that he's been trying to do that a little bit more this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously he had a great year last year too, but has there been an attitude change with him? What's a little bit different, do you think?
Just a year older, mature. Just last year he's pretty green and just trying to figure things out and just kind of, just really feel things through. And that's hard because that's asking a young man who really should be a redshirt freshman last year, who was playing in a role where we had a guy who obviously scored the winning touchdown. Jay did the other night for the Dolphins, which is always great to see for the Broncos and supporting him, and it's awesome. But Jeremy is just kind of, him and I have talked from day one. The number one thing that he does very well, or he does well when he's angry, when he's running physical. And that's any running back, really. When you're running physical, good things happen. When you don't, sometimes, we don't play up to our abilities. But last Saturday against Oregon State, he did that. He did a good job.
You talk about the little things with him, and I just felt like those were almost apparent on every single run against Oregon State.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's anything you guys keep track of, but it didn't seem like he left a yard on the field. Like if a guy was around his ankles, he still found a way to twist and then lean forward for another yard or two.
He did a really, really good job. It's interesting because we always say we left yards out there, and I tell the guys that we never leave an inch out there. That's got to be your mentality. Every single time you touch the ball, it's just got to be this relentless pursuit to just greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And because when you guys watch Jeremy play, the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away from watching any one of my guys or just even watching the Broncos play is, wow, how passionate they play, how hard they play. Man, they earn my respect. So when we leave the field, if we haven't earned everyone's respect on every play, then I feel like we didn't do our job. And that's something that I need to correct and make sure I bring up every time we watch film. And I never let anything slide. I always go, hey, is this the standard? No, that's not the standard. You could have did a better job. And that doesn't mean every little, if he accidentally tripped or something like that, it's like, hey, just pick your knees up. I'm not going to sit there and yell at him for that because, we're human and we do make mistakes too. But it's just not being satisfied ever. And you could see that by the way he played. It's like, hey, I'm going out here to prove something. He wants to be the best running back in the conference. He wants to be the best running back in the nation, and I support him. And you know what? I think he has that ability.
How eager do you think he is to play this game on Saturday? Because that's the only one he missed last year, and obviously the running backs.
Every game.
Yeah.
Every game. It does not matter what game it is. I know we could easily say, hey, if he could have played in last year's game, but that's last year's game, and that doesn't even matter because there was a lot of yards and a lot of plays that he left out there, and a lot of touchdowns even that he should have scored. And I bring that up all the time. Like, hey, you know what? You should have scored that one. And so every game is an opportunity. Every rep is an opportunity. And every single time, no matter what, if you went out there and, he had a great first half. But I was like, you know what? You could have had an even better second half. And that's how we look at it. So just going back to that, never satisfied, always hungry, always striving for more success, to be great. And I tell him, just like any one of my running backs, that we have a lot of guys on our wall, like the old guys from Brock Forsey to, J.J., the Doug Martins of the world, DJ Harper, who's on our staff. And I said, you know what, guys, I want you to be the best. I want you to leave your legacy is that you were the best guy here. And I support every single one of you guys, and I hope you accomplish that.
How much